Welcome to Pokemon Explained, the series where we dive deep into a topic from the Pokemon world, whether it's a character, an item, or a real-life event, as long as it relates to the Pokemon world. On this episode, we'll be going over everything Misty, Ash's first traveling companion. Misty is 10 years old and is introduced as a tomboyish girl who can be sweet and nice at times, but also has a fiery temper. She often takes her anger out on Ash whenever she does something stupid to her, but this definitely becomes less of a trait as the series progresses, due to a certain baby Pokemon which we'll get into later. Before I go any further though, let's discuss the origins of Misty's name, both in English and Japanese. Her English name, Misty, comes from mist, of course, while her Japanese name, Kasumi, comes from gypsophilia, which is the Japanese word for that is kasumi so, while her name can also come from Kasumi, which means mist, and Umi, which means sea. Speaking of the sea, she's known for her strong level water Pokemon, with her running the Kanto Water Gym, the Cerulean Gym, with her sisters Daisy, Violet, and Lily. She's also known for her strong disgust of bug Pokemon, except for bug Pokemon she deems as cute, such as Butterfree for example. Misty's first appearance is in episode 1, Pokemon I Choose You, where she fishes Ash out thinking he's a big catch, with him famously stealing her bike, remarking that he'll return it to her someday. She meets Ash at the Pokemon Center in the next episode, with her demanding that he return her bike, and she will follow him until she does. She ends up traveling with him through Kanto, the Orange Archipelago, and Johto, while on the way developing a great friendship with the group. Regarding Ash though, some people have deemed it as her developing a little crush on him, but I think that's a video for another time. As mentioned before, she begins to mellow out around the time she receives Togepi in the episode Who Gets to Keep Togepi, when the egg Ash receives from a few episodes back hatches and hijinks ensue. During her time with Ash though, she doesn't really do too much, not even having a goal until around 200 episodes in, where she wants to be a water Pokemon Master, which in itself is a really vague goal. Even so, she does have a few notable battles and competitions that she did compete in. Some of these include her gym battle with Ash in the Water Flowers of Cerulean City, winning the Queen of the Princess Festival in Princess vs. Princess, winning the Sea King catching competition in Hook, Line, and Stinker, tying with Skylar and Tenma in the Pokemon Balloon Race in Big Balloon Blow-Up, placing top 8 in the World Cup, and also battling and defeating Ash in the World Cup arc, and winning the Tour de Altamar in the 5th movie. Her time with Ash and her time as a main character come to an end in the second to last Johto episode, Gotta Catch You Later, where the group returns back to the Viridian City Pokemon Center, where it's actually revealed that the Nurse Joy there actually repaired her bike for her. Misty then gets a call from her sisters, with them telling her that they've won a trip around the world and that they need her to watch over the gym for them. And with that, her time as the main character is over as she returns back to the Cerulean Gym, with even former director Matsumitsu Hidaka stating that she will not return as a main character until about 20 years later. She did, but we'll get to that later. Before that though, she does make a few appearances throughout all of the other series. The first time she returns is in the episode The Princess and the Togepi, where she meets up with May and Max for the first time. Her Togepi ends up evolving and is subsequently released in the very next episode to the Mirage Kingdom. She then returns for a few episodes starting with the Scheme Team, where she travels with the Hoenn group once again. She also appears in the just amazing special, The Mastermind of the Mirage Pokemon, where she's invited to Dr. Lung's laboratory along with Ash and friends. She also appears in a few episodes of Pokemon Chronicles, my favorite of which being the one where we find out how she obtained her Gyarados. Aside from a cameo in the last episode of Diamond and Pearl, Misty doesn't make an appearance in the anime for a whole 8 years until she appears in some flashback scenes in the Fires of Red Hot reunion. She doesn't end up reuniting with Ash however until Sun and Moon, where she actually becomes sort of a recurring character along with Brock. She returns in Alola Kanto, meeting Ash and his classmates at the Kanto airport. They then go to Professor Oak's lab where they teach Ash's classmates about some Kanto Pokemon, comparing them to their Alolan forms. In the next episode, they teach them about gym battles in the Pokemon League, with Misty specifically having a multi-battle with Lana and Mallow, and then she has a battle with Ash in one of my favorite battles of the series. I love it, it's amazing. She has a battle with Ash though. It was Pikachu versus Mega Gyarados, so in their time away, her and Brock it's revealed that they both obtained Mega Evolution. Despite her coming at him with Mega Evolution though, Ash does end up taking a win with the Z move, and after this, Misty and Brock, or Ash's classmates, they end up leaving back to Alola, with Misty and Brock actually promising to come to Alola sometime, which they actually do end up fulfilling. So they end up returning around 50 episodes later in Alola in a surprise actually organized by Lana. They don't really do too much in these episodes though, they kind of just hang around, but it was definitely cool to see them hang around and visit Akala Island. I think the Brock and Olivia stuff is really funny, but Misty doesn't really do too much in these episodes, but it's fun to see her come back, of course. And she does have they do have a really cute moment at the end, you know, where they all say their goals and stuff. You know, I really do like that moment, but they don't really do too much in these batch of episodes. Aside from appearing as a silhouette in Destination Coronation, she doesn't appear for the entirety of Pokemon Journeys until episode 136, where it's shown in the end credits that she actually met Go and his Inteleon. Once Ash's epilogue, aimed to be a Pokemon Master, begins though, she ends up becoming a full-time companion once again, starting with the episode A Fated Face-Off. In this episode, her and Ash battle over a Clauncher that they found, with Misty taking the win, being Ash's first loss in almost 90 episodes, and being her first catch in over 1,000 episodes. For the rest of her time in the series though, she doesn't really do too much. A lot of these episodes are kind of original series-esque shenanigans, so of course, as they did in the original series, her and Brock don't really do too much in these episodes, but it was definitely great to see them again. I won't lie about that, it was definitely great seeing them again. And with that, in episode 147 of Pokemon Journeys, her and Ash part ways once again as she returns home, and that is the last time that she's appeared to date. That's the last time any of them have appeared to date, and that's probably the last time we'll see Misty for a long time. Now that we got through all the information, my opinion of Misty, I think her dynamic with Ash, her dynamic with the whole group, I think that's what really carries the original series. Because, you know, the original series, a lot of it is not very good. I think Indigo League and Orange Islands is good, and Johto kind of falls off a cliff. So I think even Indigo League is kind of, you know, it's kind of just okay. Orange Islands and Indigo League, they're good, but you know, they're kind of okay. They're kind of, I say they're really good because they go by really fast, right? But I think what really carries these episodes is their dynamic together. So I really think her, Ash, Brock, their dynamic is really good. And I also love to see, you know, Ash and Misty's relationship develop, you know, from, you know, Misty hated Ash at first, and it's really nice to see them, you know, become friends as the series goes on. It's really great to see that. And if you want to see, and I say, like, really go back and watch those episodes, you know, because it's really nice to see. Just for that dynamic, you know, it's really great to see. And as much as I love Misty, I think I love her personality. Like I said, I love her personality, but what really brings her down for me is that most of the series she appears in, like the original series, she doesn't really do much. Like even in Aim to be a Pokemon Master, that too, like she doesn't do too much. She doesn't really have a goal for most of the series that she's in. So she just kind of does nothing most of the time. She doesn't really have a goal to work towards. So she's kind of just used for comedy and, you know, putting Ash down, or bringing Ash down a peg most of the time. So she doesn't really do too much. She ends up not doing much in these episodes. So that also really brings her down for me. So she's not really my favorite female companion, like kind of whatsoever. But personality wise, I think so. But like she doesn't really do much. She doesn't really like captivate me in that way, so that really does bring her down for me. But that's it for me. That's all from the first episode of Pokemon Explained, and you know, hope you keep tuning in for more. What do you think about Misty? What do you think about, you know, Aim to be a Pokemon Master, because that ended not too long ago, a few months ago. It's rolling out in English right now too, you know, if you live in Canada. But what do y'all think about that? You know, like I said, what do you think about Misty as a character? What do you think about her time in the series? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next video.